your heart sing, but you're not letting me get through to you. If you let your guard down, baby, this is what I'll do. Come on, baby. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I will to take you to a place you've never been. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I would love to take you to a place you've never been. What is trouble in your mind? Baby, why can't you just tell me? I just wanna be your bride, wanna be. I wanna give our love away. So you're not letting me, get through to you. Yeah. If you let your guard down, baby, this is what I'll do. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I will to take you to a place you've never been.
Welcome to Channel T. I'm your host, Miss T. We're going to start the first segment in 5 minutes. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe. And yeah, we'll be starting in like 5 minutes. Thank you.
Just pulled up to the house, don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a cut, I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that mentality. Jump on, jealousy, my bad. Get away from me, 'cause I've been working all day. Can a nigga catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, better way. Oh, way. Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud? Writing my life in lyrics, do you like the sound? Seeking approval constantly. When it's
outside of the Current Medical Center here in Bakersfield, where it's believed that rapper Tory Lanez is being treated after being attacked by another inmate this morning at a nearby state prison. And breaking news here into our newsroom, Tory Lanez had actually just posted on his social media stating that he was stabbed 14 times, including multiple wounds to his back, torso, and to his face and head. He also mentioned both of his lungs collapsed and was placed on a breathing tube. But he has been since breathing on his own. He has been in good spirits despite being in pain, and thanks everyone for their support. So how do we get to this today? So meanwhile, we've learned from officials that the attack happened around 7 a.m. this morning. The California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. That prison about an hour away from Bakersfield. Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson, was provided medical aid after staff called 911. CDCR says that he was taken to an outside medical facility for further treatment. We are still waiting to confirm if he was in fact taken to Kern Medical here in Bakersfield. However, our crews earlier did see a medevac helicopter leaving the hospital's landing pad around 11 this morning. FlightRadar24.com shows flight data of the helicopter leaving that Tehachapi State Prison and arriving here to the hospital around that time of the reported incident. Lanez rose to fame in the 2010s with hits like The Color Violet and Say It, with his last two albums reaching the top 10 on the Billboard charts. He's currently serving a 10-year sentence at the facility for the 2020 shooting of rapper Megan Thee Stallion. According to CDCR, a jury found Lanez guilty of firearm-related charges when he shot Megan in the foot while she reportedly left a party at Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills home. That led to his conviction in August of 2023. Megan Thee Stallion was also granted a protective order earlier this year against Lanez until 2030, after officials say the rapper was harassing Megan from prison through his surrogates. And at this time, there is no word on Tory Lanez's attacker, but as soon as we do, we will be sure to update you on air and on website. Reporting from Bakersfield, Slom Latvenka, Fox 11. Yeah, good evening, guys. We're outside.
So yes, welcome to the live. So obviously, you can tell we're going to probably talk about Tory Lanez and the fact that he was stabbed in prison. Not really much to say there. Apparently, he's okay. It's kind of weird though that he was harassing Megan Thee Stallion, and then all of a sudden he was stabbed. So well, there's that. But look like he's doing okay. There's not much to tell. I'm not really surprised by it, but the good thing is he's okay, you know. But anyway, that's pretty much the gist of that. I just wanted to share that. I know it was just kind of like people been talking about it all over the place. Well, besides the P. Diddy case, they've been talking about this, okay, with the exception of P. Diddy. Yeah, but looks like Tory Lanez is doing okay, and that's pretty much the gist of what we have. Is what I just shared in the video. Yeah, he was just stabbed. He's okay. And I still think, it still could have something to do with Megan, but hey, that's just a speculation, all right? Because he's been harassing her the entire time he's been in there. But anyway, there's that. I don't wish anything on him. I'm just saying, okay? Anyway, that's kind of short and sweet, but let's move to the next segment. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be back with the next segment. Okay, let me know what you think about this whole thing. It's not a lot. It's just pretty cut and dry. Okay, be right back. Thank you for listening.
I've been working all day. Can a nigga catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. I've been working all day. Can a nigga catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey. Already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, nigga, catch a break. Better way. Oh, hey.
yes, I'm gonna move right into our next segment. Yeah, this is gonna be short and sweet, but I do want to touch on it. So yeah, we're gonna move right into the next one. And this one is about Michelle Obama and yeah, Michelle Obama has a podcast out, and I like her podcast. So it's kind of crazy that she's getting all this weird conversational backlash. But let's get into what the people have to say about it. Yeah, seems like Michelle has, and by the way, it seems like she's been on the front line or been in the news a lot lately, and it's probably just because of who she is, where they came from, and also the fact that she does have a very popular podcast. So let's get into what is being said. Okay, hold on.
$1 million. Now, to most people, that's a lot of money, but according to right before Barack and Michelle Obama entered the White House, they had an estimated net worth of $1.3 million. Now, to most people, that's a lot of money, but according to Michelle, costs stacked up pretty quickly when they finally became the first family.
It's expensive to live in the White House. As many people don't know, I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every food, every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel to be on the plane.
While apparently struggling to pay for all of those White House expenses, the staffers do it too, by the way. We have to pay for our own food. The Obamas somehow found the cash to afford a $50,000 a week Martha's Vineyard summer hideaway. Look at that. They famously vacationed here from 2009 to 2011. That is while Barack Obama was president. And the property boasts 8 bedrooms in the main residence, but don't worry, there's 5 bedrooms in the guest house if you want to stay over. It has an in-ground pool and a stunning wraparound porch. Now, that spacious estate is now on the market for a whopping $39 million.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. So, Michelle sharing about how, they had to pay for food, this, that, and the third. And then the reporter comes in and she is like, okay, I don't know. This is how we're going to keep listening. It's my first time actually listening to this, kind of reacting to it. This is going to be interesting. So first, she's pointing out the fact, anyway, that they have a nice property. And why can't they have a nice property? They were in the White House for 8 years. I'm sure at some time or another they accumulated more cash, more resources, more investments, I'm sure. Okay, like this property. Okay, I'll continue to move on. Let's continue. That's crazy.
Kennedy, you have to pay for the food and all of this, and not every president who goes into the White House is rich. I get all of that. There have been other first families that have complained about it. But you're doing a 50.
Uh-oh, breaking up. Let's give it a second to catch up. Interesting. Just a second. Okay, let's do this.
House. They had an estimated net worth of $1.3 million.
Back where we were, though, right? Let's start over. Give it a second. Yeah.
Now, to most people, that's a lot of money, but according to Michelle,
traveling with the president, if
you're struggling to pay a week Martha's Vineyard. And the property boasts 8
property,
bedrooms
though,
in the
right?
porch. Now, that spacious
Beautiful.
estate.
I mean, they deserve that. Come on now.
Pay for the food and all of this, and not every president who goes into the White House is rich. I get all of that. There have been other first families that have complained about it. But you're doing a $50,000 vacation rental every summer, and you're complaining about roughing it?
So also, that 2005 number when they bought their first house in Chicago for $1.3 million, they put $200,000 down. They had to work very hard for that. But somehow when he left the presidency, they were already worth $20 million. So they were able to amass some scratch. And a lot of this falls on deaf ears because you have a lot of moms and a lot of different houses throughout the country, and they do have to pay rent. They do have to pay the mortgage. They don't have a staff, and boo-hooing that your two children that you have to pay for them to fly on your private jet. That's just for the first lady's sole use. It's really hard to drum up sympathy. She needs to stop doing podcasts. She has done herself such an incredible disservice.
Stop right there. Okay, so I don't like that comment. What do you mean she stopped doing podcasts? I guess because she's kind of sharing her or complaining. They consider it complaining, but I mean, everyone else is sharing. Why can't she share? Why can't she express what went on in the White House or how she felt the way about certain things they had to pay for food? So I don't get it. But anyway, let's keep going. She can podcast. Everybody else is podcasting. Okay, everybody has a podcast. Why can't Michelle podcast and express herself? But anyway, it's the criticism for me. But anyway, let's keep going.
Over the last year.
It's so true. I mean, Harris, there was a social media user that pointed out, the president alone, his salary at, I think it's about $400,000, is more than America's top 97% of earners, is what the social media user said. And they point out that his net worth he made $20.5 million, according to the New York Post, between being a senator and leaving the White House.
Ninja Frost Vault is drinking food's favorite cooler. It's the only premium cooler with a cold, dry zone.
So he was doing just fine.
Yeah, David's laughing. It's the American way. Some would argue. You go into politics and you get rich. Can we get an audit? Like, can we take a look at how that's happening? Or is it none of our business and we're just supposed to be quiet? I agree with Kennedy. Why are we exposed to all these podcasts from Democrats?
Yeah.
Why is Biden on a let me fall asleep again tour? Like, I just don't get it. They must hate their political party because they're really hurting it by all the John that they're doing. I just don't get it.
And the Obamas went to leave that vacation house that they rented, David. They ended up purchasing a place on Martha's Vineyard. And you recall when Governor Ron DeSantis sent the illegal immigrants there? Stephen Miller had a pretty epic tweet at the time. Obama's compound alone could easily house several thousand illegal migrant Americans during actual natural disasters. Instead, they've been forced to sleep in stadiums and makeshift FEMA shelters. So why were these illegal immigrants never invited to the Obamas?
They called the ferry probably within minutes of them getting there because obviously you got to get to Martha's Vineyard by ferry. You know who doesn't take a salary? Donald Trump. And he's actually worth money going into the White House and losing money. Oh, did you say, oh, boo-hoo?
Yes.
I think that was you. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I would love to get a perspective from someone else because I know, because he's been texting me, a son of a president, a former president is watching the show right now.
Oh,
Please tell me what it costs your father, Ronald Reagan, and the family to watch. Now you know who I'm talking about. This is ridiculous. You have a staff, you have security, you have all the things. You have $400,000 a year, which means you don't have to spend. You don't have to spend it on Metro bus and Metro rail tickets and all this because they're in SUVs and come on. This is elitism at the top end of elitism.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you clarified about the president's son because I was going to guess it was Hunter Biden who was watching, but
yeah, look, you guys, this is also, I think, so much of this is in the package that it's sent in. Meaning that I think the way that Mrs. Obama was talking, maybe if she said, guys, I'm going to break down, this is what it's like to be first lady. All right, so here's what it's like. Tell us. Yes, I would love to learn behind the scenes. But the way that it was framed is somehow trying to curry sympathy for someone having to pay for children on a private. I didn't even know that's what the name of it was, by the way, Bright Star. That sounds like an elementary school. But it sounds amazing. And at the end of the day, when every American right now pinches pennies every day and makes sure that their food is covered in all the things, serving at the pleasure of the people and serving in the highest office of the United States of America, to me, represents something sacrosanct that no amount of dollars and cents should impede or make me feel sorry for the honor of being my president.
So, I can see why people kind of feel away, but then again, like, it's like they're just, To me, exactly what she just said. I think she was just trying to. I think Michelle is just trying to express what it was like to be in the White House. She's clearly just speaking her truth, and it's like they're tearing this apart. Um, why shouldn't? But my thing is, why shouldn't they earn? Why shouldn't they have a decent living? Why? And why can't she tell a story? I really don't understand that part. But anyway, and the other thing about it is we could go on and on. I'm not trying to get into politics. Honestly, it's not about what this is about, but we could go on and look at the current administration and look at certain things that's happening and certain funds being spent and all the things. And even though certain people, the president may not take a salary, but then there are other things that he does and other funds that he spends, which is considered the American people tax dollars on like golfing. Like, come on now, that's like $1 million or whatever. I don't know, per year or something. There's so many different things going on here. I don't know about this whole platform and this conversation. I don't know. I understand kind of what they're saying, but then again, in the same breath, I mean, that's like they just dissected everything that since she brought a podcast forward. She's been speaking on her life as the first lady. They just seem like they're just almost haters, and they just dissected everything she's doing, said, and done. That's what I've seen. Anyway, let me know what you think. It's crazy to me, but this is wild to me that they have a whole platform talking about Michelle's podcast, basically.
Yeah, I think you've lost the plot when you say my staff was paid for, but not my food.
Right?
Okay, well, I don't have a staff. All right.
So yeah, anyway, that's that. So yeah.
Let's talk about the weather because we really
Let's
are
not talk
starting to
about
heat
the
up. We
weather.
have this area.
Hi.
But anyway, yeah, so that's that. And that's crazy still to me about they just kind of like tore Michelle up there. But I'm sure she'll be fine. But I don't think she should stop podcasting. That's, to me, that was crazy. And anyway. So just a second. Let's move on to the next segment. I'm going to turn on some music for a second, and then we'll get to the next segment. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on that. I brought that to your attention because I thought it was noteworthy. The fact that she can't have a podcast, but everybody else can. I think it's kind of weird. Are you telling me the Obamas need to be broke? Or are you telling me they can't earn? I guess the point is because she was kind of complaining, I guess. But I don't see that as complaining. I see it as her telling her truth and what happened. So anyway, moving on to the next segment. Give you like 2-3 minutes and we'll move on to the next segment. Thank you for being so patient. Be right back. Okay, just a moment. Welcome to the live. We're going to start our last segment in like 4 minutes. So I'll be right back. But be sure to like the video and subscribe. Thank you. Yes, we're going to get started on our last segment in like 2 minutes. So just a moment. Yes, we're getting ready to get started. So I'll just show you a little bit of a clip and then we'll get into this last topic. Hold on just a second.
Lil Wayne appears to have ended his relationship in a ruthless fashion. The famed rapper was accused by his girlfriend, Denise Beto, of calling off their romance on Mother's Day via text message before allegedly making the plus-size model and her 16-year-old daughter, Jocelyn Adams, leave his home immediately. Breaking up with someone on Mother's Day is diabolical, Beto wrote via her Instagram story on Sunday, May 11th. Prayers up, though. God always pulls me through. Walking with faith. She followed up with a video of herself explaining what allegedly went down. More to come. Lil Wayne appears to have ended his relationship in a ruthless fashion. The famed rapper was accused by his girlfriend, Denise Beto, of calling off their romance on Mother's Day via text message before allegedly making the plus-size model and her 16-year-old daughter, Jocelyn Adams, leave his home immediately. Breaking up with someone on Mother's Day is diabolical, Beto wrote via her Instagram story on Sunday, May 11th. Prayers up, though. God always pulls me through. Walking with faith. She followed up with a video of herself explaining what allegedly went down.
So yes, let's get into it. So yeah, this is Mr. Lil Wayne's ex, and she came out on Mother's Day, right? And she had something to say. Basically, Lil Wayne's girlfriend accuses him of abuse, dumping her via text on Mother's Day, which is diabolical. All that, I looked at this and I thought, okay, because I always have questions when people come out like ex-girlfriends or whatever. Yeah, I guess it's pretty mean to put her and her daughter out on Mother's Day. I would imagine, yes. But I got to digging around a little bit, and I did notice um that their relationship has been back and forth for years. Like this is just start. Apparently, Lil Wayne probably I think something happened politically, like he voted for Trump or something, and she came out and said she didn't, something about she wasn't for Trump, and he broke up with her about that. Allegedly broke up with her in regards to that matter. Okay, so I mean, so whatever's going on, it's been happening. They've been going back and forth for quite some time, right? So anyway, nevertheless, she posted to her Instagram story just stating, she says, Wayne literally kicked me and my daughter out of Mother's Day today, she claimed. I am just recovering from surgery. I am 5 weeks out from a whole mommy makeover. I can't even lift boxes, but this man has his assistants coming to help kick us out today and broke up with me on Mother's Day through text. I mean, that is cold blooded, but like, what happened that he, golly, little way. But like I said, they've been going back and forth for a while, though. This didn't just happen. Even though she just came out to express this, there's a picture of her and her daughter. You know, unfortunately, she's in the middle of it, right? So, yeah, her daughter's standing there and basically co-signing. And then she goes on to say, if y'all got lawyer recommendations, please send them. Um, anyway, I know he has 2 girls being flown in today, and who knows how many plethora, excuse me, of girls he has. She further claimed about Wayne, I've been nothing but supportive to this man, loved him to the end of the world. Well, I don't know. What I do know is that's pretty cold on Mother's Day. He didn't call her or anything. He texted her. Sounds like Lil Wayne is over it. Okay, I don't know what went on and all the things. And then, why did she come to social media to blast him though? What was the purpose? I mean, what was the purpose? Where did we go? I always wonder things like that. I mean, if he was so abusive or if he did something to you that day, which clearly he did not because he texted her. It says, but like you literally flew me, rooted me from New York City, where I was living, and brought me here for this bull. hmm She added, like, that's crazy. You guys, like, these men really be taking advantage. Mm. Okay. Then she goes on to say, this man has actually laid an effing hand on me. She claimed, like, nah. And I took it. And you know what's crazy is they always say that we're so stupid for love. And I thought I was a mistake. And I thought it was a mistake. But I know other women he's put his hands on. I mean, girl, I mean, I'm not saying that he should have done it. I'm not saying it wasn't cruel to put her out. I'm not saying he did or did not put his hands on her. I have no idea. We're only going by what she's saying. You know, Lil Wayne always been a little like wild out there, right? So I don't know, but I do know this. If you keep going back to this and he keeps putting his hands on you allegedly, and now he just broke up with you, I don't think I would want anybody to know he broke up with me on on Mother's Day. Oh my, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, to me, it's embarrassing, but clearly not to her. Because she's, first of all, by the way, she's a model, so she's used to and accustomed to being in front of the camera and on social media and all the things. So this, I guess, her speaking out is just her way, and this is normal for her. And you can see their lovey-dovey. See how it goes back. I kind of alluded to earlier about how they broke up over Wayne's support for Donald Trump in 2020. That's what I was referring to, but they got back together. See how the back and forth? After sparking marriage rumors in 2021, Wayne shut down the speculation that he and I think her name is Bidot tied the knot during the Instagram live and with Nicki Minaj. Yeah, Little Wayne, it don't sound like he's trying to marry her to me. And then to tape, to just wrap a bow on top, she said he had women coming in. Um, she's a pretty girl, but here's the deal for me. Again, I don't condone if he did something to her. I don't condone the behavior, and I hate the way he broke up with her. But sounds like he's done this multiple times. So the question on the table is, why do you keep going back? Why don't you let it be? You know what I'm saying? Just let it go. Just let it go. Um, Breaking up with someone on Mother's Day is diabolical, which is the whole point or purpose of her expressing this. Is what she wanted to say. Yeah, but and a lot of people had something to say. Like on the Instagram, they were all kind of chiming in when she expressed this. They had something to say. A lot of people wanted to know, well, why do you keep going back? You know what I'm saying? And like, why do you keep taking them back? But anyway. That's Lil Wayne. And then the other last piece of this that's troublesome is that a lot of times when these things happen, instead of going to the police, I found that a lot of people say they're going to sue. So she wants an attorney to sue, or she's going to put him in jail, all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, she's hurt. She's in her feelings and she's hurt, and she should be. But anyway, I can't tell anymore, to be totally honest. I can't tell anymore who's the victim and who's money grabbing. I can't even tell anymore. I'm not even saying that he did or didn't do whatever, but I can't even tell anymore at this point. Okay? And Little Wayne needs to probably move a little different. But it sounds like he's just kind of over it. And I wouldn't keep taking him back, ma'am. So anyway, we'll probably hear about them being back together next week. Okay? Because you can tell they have a bit of a history. Mm-hmm. Right. But anyway, it doesn't seem like Lil Wayne, even though he's 42 years old, it doesn't appear that he's ready to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Like basically she said he was flying in a couple of women. Yeah, to me, that doesn't sound like he's ready. He's not ready to settle down anywhere. And let's get a little bit of these comments. Let's see. See where everyone has to say. I kind of have an idea. I kind of already read through a lot of this. It says, yikes, nobody wants to see these stretch marks. Nobody. Oh, they're so rude. They're so rude. Exactly. How in the hell is she a model in Sports Illustrated in a bathing suit? They are focused on the wrong stuff. That's nasty. Stop it, y'all. Anyway, move. I didn't say it, by the way. I'm reading the responses, the comment section, okay? Needs better taste and common sense. Good luck getting child support. Ooh, people. Mm-mm-mm. Does he have a child by her? I don't think that was his daughter. Child support. I don't think that was his daughter. I would never understand women staying in an abusive relationship. Once a guy said something shady to me and I cut him off immediately, I'm not sticking around for abuse. Okay. But everybody doesn't have the same tolerance, okay? So yeah, those are some of the comments that's being said. Um Let's see what else they say. They stay for a couple of reasons. In this case, it's because it never happened. To these type of women, they want to play the victim. He asked me to flush the toilet. I used it. So they stay for a couple of reasons. In this case, it's because A, it's never happened. To these type of women, they want to play the victim. He asked me to flush the toilet after I used it. He's so verbally abusive. Oh, and B, she stayed for the money and the fame he provided. My money goes on C, both. Anyway, those are the comments. That's how people are kind of feeling about this whole situation. Anyway, there's not much else to say about it. Sounds like Tory needs to keep his business out of the street as much as possible, but because consider the women he's dealing with, um, hey, there's that. But anyway, I have a feeling they'll be back together in a couple of weeks, or maybe even, or they're probably already together now. Anyway, that's the end of that. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, especially for those on replay. What are your thoughts on this couple? I think I think they don't appear to be a healthy couple. It sounds like they probably don't need to be together. But that's just my opinion, because all the back and forth is just for the birds. It's unnecessary. And doesn't sound like Mr. Lil Wayne wants to sit down anywhere. I don't see him settling right now. That's what it appears. He's not ready. Anyway, that's my opinion. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna to vibe a little bit longer, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks again for listening. I do appreciate it. So let's go back over and just chill a couple more minutes. And if you want to talk about anything, definitely drop it down in the comment section or down in the box. Just a second. Have a few more minutes left. So if there's anything you want to talk about, drop it down. Be happy to discuss respectfully. Otherwise, there's a few more minutes. We'll listen to a couple of vibes, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening. This is Chicha with T. I'm your host, Miss T. It's been a pleasure. Hope you're having a good night.
Don't prove me wrong, prove you right. Don't prove me wrong, prove you right. My word is bond, we don't spit no lies. A daughter of the sunshine, but
Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure. We're just kind of wrapping things up. We touched on a few things. We talked about Michelle Obama, her podcast, and the controversy and the drama around that. How some people, particularly politicians, and they're in the political world, but this is not about politics, but they're kind of saying she shouldn't be podcasting. I call it being a hater. So I did touch on that. That was one of my segments. So another segment we talked about Lil Wayne and his ex-girlfriend as a Mother's Day because he broke up with her over text, which is wild. And we just touched on Tory Lanez and the fact that he was stabbed in prison, and he's serving 10 years, but he's okay. He's recovering and all of that. So we just kind of touched on that. So that's what we touched on tonight. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. This is Chit Chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T, and hopefully see you next time. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss the next live, because I will be back with another one. And if there's anything you want to talk about, that you want to hear about, talk about, be sure to let me know respectfully. And I did not touch on P. Diddy, because there's so much going on with P. Diddy, but there's so much out there. And I may get caught up on that later on this week, because they've been in court and it was I've been listening to it all day long. So yeah, I may get caught up on that later on this week. But again, thanks for listening. Good chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T. Thank you.
some may judge, but Emmanuel is still God within me. Yeah. I don't drink liquor, but it's something about a champagne toast. Still can't swim, but I sure could float. I rip the water parasite, but all the elements live rent free in my mind. Yeah. Hootie. Hootie. Booty.
to Chit Chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Be sure to like the video because it gets me in the algorithm. Okay. All right. And be sure to subscribe. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. And again, thank you for listening. Good night. Thank you.